We have a special guest with us, Dee Hall of the Wisconsin Center for Investigative Journalism, a longtime reporter from the State Journal, is in town and in our building today, so we grabbed her and threw her on the set here. We've got Dan is with us, and we have Jason Stein in Madison. And we're going to start with Jason, looking at the governor and kind of how he's doing on the campaign trail. He's down in Illinois today, but it's a week after the debate. There was some concern about the polls. He didn't, fare particularly well there. Jason, what's your sense of what he's doing or needs to do to sort of, regain that that momentum there, or that footing he had earlier?
Sure, Greg. Well, the debate was a little bump in the road for his presidential campaign. We'll ask him about it today when he's down in Illinois, but I suspect what he's going to say, this would be typical for him to say, is, look, guys, it's August. We're still something like a half a year away from, voting in the early states. There's still a lot of time for a lot of things to happen. Now, I mean, as far as the polls go, you did see that he was, I believe, the only major candidate to see a drop in every one of the half dozen polls in Iowa and New Hampshire that came out after the debates. So, I mean, there was definitely some impact there. I suspect a lot of that is the fact that this is driven a lot by name ID right now. In other words, you poll well if the voters know who you are. During the debates, he just didn't use all of the time that he was given and didn't really interject himself in the debate a lot. So I think he just didn't get a chance to get on voters' radar screens as much as, say, Carly Fiorina or some others like Marco Rubio did.
It was just a very cautious defensive appearance, as we said last week. That they were trying not to make a bad impression and end up making no impression during the debate, and the result is he's lost ground. And I'm sure there's some frustration on his part because all of the attention has gone to Trump, and that attention and the number of support has moved over to Trump as well.
Yeah, but Governor Walker is obviously a very experienced politician. He's got a longer range view, I'm sure, of just, he historically will take a message and he'll stick to it. And that seems to be what he's doing right now, just saying, well, we're focusing on Hillary, we're not going to attack my primary opponents. I mean, how do you think he's doing, Dee?
Well, I don't have an opinion about how he's doing at this point, because I do think it is very far out. And, the idea of Donald Trump winning the nomination, which, according to the polls right now, he would be the one. I mean, I think people would be surprised 6 months from now if he is still on top. So it's hard to say. There's probably a strategy there. It's a strategy that maybe did not work that well for him this time around, but maybe there's something more to it and it worked just fine. Maybe he's trying to lower expectations, who knows, and just sort of be part of the pack and then sprint near the end. It's really hard to say.
I think that the Trump effect isn't so much that he's going to win the nomination, it's reshuffles the deck. The two people who seem to come out pretty well as a result of Trump's entry into the race are Carly Fiorina, who did well in the debate, and Marco Rubio, who also did well in the debate. Both of them asserted themselves. I think it's an indication that the cautious approach that got Walker through the first debate is not the sort of performance that he needs next time or the time after that.